Welcome back. You're now watching the lifestyle segment of the weekend show. As I introduced earlier, Chef Taylor is here making a very nice orange chicken salad. Chef Taylor, how's it going? I'm good.
So apparently you're on a diet.
Yes, I am.
So I came at the right time.
Always on a diet, perpetually dieting. So tell me, what ingredients are you putting in there?
So pretty much you have oranges, of course, you have apples, you have lettuce, carrots, cucumbers, and chicken breast. So I marinated in my special signature sauce that I can't tell anybody,
Okay.
pretty much. So we just marinate everything, grill it, and just toss it together.
Lovely. We look forward to tasting
Of
that
course.
when you're done. But right now we have the cast and the crew from the Big Brother Bbnaija house, Pepe Dem Gang.
Yep.
And they'll be speaking to us about their experience during their stay there. Their names are?
We have with us in the house, in our own house, no longer your house. We have two of the coolest guys. I mean, they have the cruise and they're also very chilled. We have with us Nelson Allison from Big Brother Bbnaija. Welcome to the weekend show.
Thank you very much.
We also have in the studio someone I met before the house without knowing he was going into the house. Welcome to the show, Jeff Banks.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
There's this huge craze about the Big Brother Bbnaija house.
Yeah.
Did it meet up with that expectation? Because we saw thousands of young people trying to audition, people trampling on each other and all that stuff. Did it meet up to that expectation that you had before you went into the house?
Truth be told, it exceeded my expectations. I mean, and to be honest, I'd never been in a space where there were no black mirrors. What do I mean by black mirrors? Like the gadgets you guys have, TVs, phones, just all of the other distractions of life. It took us into like an archaic time. It took us into a primitive time where we had to engage one another one-on-one, humanly, engaging physically, expressing ourselves through not just our words, but our emotions and our energies. So, I mean, you might be smiling to me, but I know, like, you probably don't like me, or you mean nothing well for me, and that's fine too. So, yeah, that was pretty much the experience. And at the same time, it was a gathering of, let's say maybe a certain type of individual that represents a variety of, individuals all in a compact space. So say a sample size of Nigeria in a small place, in a compact space. You can't run away. You have to deal with the issues right there and then. And it teaches you a little more about yourself. So mostly for me, it was an insightful journey where I was able to look towards inwards towards myself and learn things about myself. And I learned that through having reactions of people come to me or actions come to me and see how I would react.
Interesting. Nelson, you've been in front of the camera as a model. You've done Mr. Nigeria.
No,
like
Mr. Universe.
Mr. Universe, even higher. But coming into a house where you know there are cameras, but you don't know where all the cameras are. What was the biggest shock? Was it back to reality, or you always felt I'm being watched?
Yeah, like I almost felt I'm being watched first of all, and based on what you said so far, I never went to a boarding school, so it was like a boarding school experience with cameras all around, watching your every move, and when it boils down to rules and regulation that you have to abide by, you have to wake up very early in the morning and all that stuff. But as regards to the camera, at first, the first 2 weeks, you're very conscious of everything, your bathroom hours, like toilet hours, because there's even cameras in the toilet as well. Then sleeping, the things you say, the things you do, you're conscious for the first 2 weeks. Then it comes to the next, probably the third week, you just forget about the whole thing and like, okay, let me just go with the flow and see how far this goes. So, but it's a very fun experience because people really don't really get the amount of pressure that we actually have while we're in the house. It's a very small space with so many persons at the same time with different perspective and characters put together. You have to now have to manage and see if you should lash out or just hold your own thing in and just apply decorum. But at the same time, it's really fun and actually learned a lot from it.
What are the rules that we don't see on camera? What are some of the things that you can't do and you must do while you're in the Big Brother house?
Are we supposed to say it?
Well, I'll give you one, which shouldn't be
Top secret.
No, not really top secret, but I mean, just for fairness and clarity, you're not allowed to speak in a local dialect without immediately interpreting, which is fair. You know, and a lot of us forgot ourselves, especially those of us Igbo boys that were, you know, that had OTs of Hausa, you know, orientation from the north.
Yeah.
It's only natural. You hear someone that speaks Hausa, you want to blow Hausa. It's like, Baba, how far? Like, make it farua, you know. But you have to interpret because the audience is large. And it's rude to speak a dialect that, you know, someone doesn't understand. It's just inconsiderate. So, yeah, that was one of the rules.
I also noticed there was no talk about politics.
Exactly.
a
Those
bit
are
of
sensitive topics.
Almost nothing about
Religion as well,
Yeah.
too, yes.
Yeah.
Also, but being on TV, automatically people see you as a model and a role model. I saw Jeff, you were in some university recently giving Inspire to Perspire. You're pretty much motivating the students. And I felt that was really good. But do you think it's fair to people like you that that responsibility of being role model, of being perfect, is now being entrusted on you just by virtue of being in the house?
I don't know to say whether fair or not. I would say it's, if you choose to look at it in an optimistic way, it makes you a better person. Because if I know that people are looking up to me and they see me every day and they, you know, they'll probably judge me by it or start a certain style of life by what I do, then it only helps me check myself. Because a lot of times we go through life not checking ourselves. We just, you know, just go through it and then act carelessly.
True.
But then knowing that in the back of your head, it checks you. So it could
Doesn't
make
that
you
now
a better
mean you're
person.
constantly acting, Nelson? Because you now feel, oh, I have to do this because people are looking. What about what you like?
It's not like you're constantly acting. At the same time, it's true, but we're human, so nobody's perfect. But at the same time, you have to understand that for you to be a role model, you have to also checkmate yourself and understand the level of things you now do. Just like you have in the family, you have the dad. The dad is not perfect, but at the same time, you have to create some certain level of sincerity and rules for his kids to follow and emulate. Because you can't say you can have a drunk as a father, for instance. It won't be nice. It won't tell very well on the kids too. So you have to actually apply some certain rules and decorum to yourself as a person and as a role model, so that the youths that are coming up can actually be, okay, I like what Nelson is doing. I like the fact that he's doing this like this. Okay, let me see if I can apply it to my life and see if it works for me. So people can actually key into your personality and see some level of similarities. And okay, look, fine, I like what he's wearing. Let me see if I can wear this, and then let me see if I can actually help with my ego or boost my, what's that word?
Self-esteem.
Self-esteem, yes.
So I wonder, I don't know if you guys can answer this question, because the Big Brother Bbnaija house seems like a mini CIA operation. So tell me, based on your inside information, based on your experience in the house, who do you reckon is going to win?
Who do we want or think?
Let's
So
because it's based on strategy, right? You
Yeah,
mentioned
it
something
is, but at the
earlier
same time,
that even the
certain
people who are smiling with you, even the people who are living with you, you never know what they're planning, what their strategy is.
True. Yeah.
So based on the strategy of each individual in the house, who do you think is the most strategic person and is placed to win this Big Brother Bbnaija competition?
I won't say the person who's the most strategic is the person who's going to win. I'll say the person whose heart has called out to it is going to win.
Jeff, stop being political.
No, the truth is, we live in a universe that is full of energies, and whether or not you like it,
Give us a name.
relax now. What energy you give out is what's going to come out. It's the law of attraction. If I want you so bad, I will get you so bad.
So who's giving out that energy?
There's two people,
So,
I think,
yeah.
maybe 2 or 3.
Okay.
I'll say those 3 people now.
Yeah.
Omashola, Mercy, and Mike.
Nelson?
And actually, maybe let me add one more person,
Who?
Tacha.
Okay.
But then, I mean, at the same time, you see, it's going to be tough between those 4 people.
Nelson, what do you think?
Okay, I'll say I always want the lady to win, so I'll say Tacha, not because of the fact that she could be loud when she wants to be, but because she's actually a nice person, people don't really see beyond all those loudness, and people just pick and filter what they want to see. But if you really look deep, there's more to it than meets the ordinary eye. I'll say Tacha because she's unique and she's actually a very cool person, and she's from my state. And wait, I'm not done. I'm still listing the names.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yes, then I'll say Omashola because he's actually a very cool guy, and despite his age, he still brings himself down to us that is way older than and try to level with us, and he's very cool. Then I'll say she is actually a very, very nice and understanding person when he wants to be.
I know why you're saying that.
Then, because while I was in the house, she actually took care of me. It was like an older brother. Always comes to laugh. How are you feeling? Are you feeling better? 'Cause I was actually sick while I was in the house. Then Sheyi, then one more person would be, like he said, Mike. Mike is cool, he's nice, if he wants to be. Actually, I have 5 names.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
let me ask you about someone. Let me ask you about, you're talking about Shay took care of you.
Yeah.
Someone who you guys took care of yourself. And we must talk about that. Esther. Have you guys seen outside the house?
No.
What has changed when you guys were in the house and since everyone is outside?
Nothing has changed. It's just the fact that we're actually busier than we expect. Because I didn't plan to be this busy, but activities just keep coming up and here and there. So we've not really found time. I'm actually here in Abuja. I think she's in Lagos. So we've not seen ourselves. We've not really spoken. So, but I know she's doing well for herself.
Nelson, Jeff, that's a fine place to leave it. Thank you so much for coming on today's program.
Thank you very much for having us.
You're welcome. We'll take a short break right now, then return more on the Weekend Show. Don't forget, follow our conversation on social media at Weekend Show NG on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We'll be right back.